I get surprised all the time because I see these, these unknowns kind of hit me in the face. And again, one of the Jericho Quinn books, kind of like that Bone Rattle for Arla Scudder. I think it was Time of Attack. That would be looking at my bookcase up here. So that would be the fourth Jericho Quinn book. Now, that book primarily happens in Japan. I'd say at least 60, 75% of it happens in Japan. And it's Quinn on the run. He's being framed. It happens on the heels of the book before it. But he's being framed for a murder he didn't commit of a police officer. And so he's going to be killed if he's because of this bad group that's after him. So he ends up in Japan. So I had retired from the Marshal Service about that time, and that I started to write that book. And I don't remember, I'd been retired maybe a month. And she said, I have an idea. You're going to set this book in Japan. Why don't you go to Japan for a month and really research it? And I said, that's a great idea. Thanks for letting me go. And, I think we just needed that time to sort of figure out, basically for me to learn I should keep my mouth shut and let her keep running the household like she has done for years. So anyway, so I went to Japan. I basically paid a lady's travel. She's a mother of the TV show Life Below Zero, the mother of one of the producers of that, he's a friend of mine. She's Japanese, lives over there, works over there. So she became a kind of a helpful interpreter because my Japanese is rusty after that many years. And I didn't have the law enforcement, Japanese that I needed and some of the things, even though I had a rudimentary idea of the language still. So she followed me around. I just paid for her travel and her food and everything. And so we went down to Fukuoka, Japan. And so one of her friends is a novelist who's married to a police officer. And so we stayed at their house, and I was able to get some inside information about law enforcement in Japan. And again, you and I have talked about this before, staying in a place a little longer than a day or two, you really get to kind of taste the fabric of what life is like there and see people when they relax a little more and let their guard down. And when you stay in someone's house, especially in Japan, where, Japanese people can be very guarded, because it's such a crowded place, they have to be, and, very kind of turned inward. And so living with folks and then going to, they took me to a motsu place, which is, it's like, tripe. It's like the Japanese, what's the menudo. It's like menudo. So like the stomach of a cow. So this motsu place, it's like a Japanese, or like a Korean barbecue where you cook it at your table, except it's, washed intestines and stomach and a lot of vegetables and sauce and little bits of other meat and all that. And so there was this older lady there named Ayako, and she was probably in her pushing 80, very, very elderly woman. But she was working as a server, and she came over and they're supposed to like get you started and then you cook your own. Well, she just took an immediate liking to me and like sat on my knee and she kept saying, I love you, I love you. And I kind of got her backstory of being a child during the war. And she was like 7 or 8 at the end of World War II. And down in Fukuoka, they got it pretty hard down there with the bombings. And so she told me through Yukiko, my interpreter, and then my pidgin Japanese at the time, she was able to talk to me a little bit and explain to me about kind of a rough life that she led and basically how you could make ends meet as a young woman in the Reconstruction and all of that. And so again, I had my idea of what I wanted to have, but this 80-year-old woman and some of her life story became the character of Ayako in Time of Attack, who is a 30-year-old prostitute that's helps Quinn during the time that he's over there. And it's my imagining Ayako from the Motsu restaurant back then, and really a lot of her emotions and kind of shared experience. I sent copies of the book back to Japan, and there's a picture of the police officer and his wife and Ayako at this Motsu restaurant when they went back and took her copy of the book.